Hello everyone! Today's video is a very special video for me. I've wanted to make this doll years before I even started customizing, so the fact that I've finally made it is really special. It's also made in part of a collaboration with my friends over on Instagram. We all took a knockoff Monster High doll and tried to give them a glow up, and it was a lot of fun. For my custom doll today, I will be making my own version of Gumi from the song Echo. It is a Vocaloid song produced by Crusher P here on YouTube, and it's been one of my favorite Vocaloid songs for so many years, and so I'm so glad that I'm finally making this doll for myself. It's just really exciting, so let's get into it. So it wasn't originally my plan to turn this into a YouTube video, so for the TV head I made for Gumi, you can go find the process for that over on my TikTok. And just to show you that this doll is indeed a knockoff, the neck peg is not like a normal Monster High doll, and I found this Wydonna body on AliExpress, and she is in fact missing part of her foot, which I did not know before I bought that, but it's alright. I also wanted this doll's head to be interchangeable, so I have a knockoff Draculaura head here that is white and stained and very thinly rooted. This doll was one heck of a knockoff. So to start off the process, I'm going to be spray painting my Wydonna body white. While I wait for the spray paint to dry, I'm going to be hand painting the Draculaura face white with acrylic paint, mainly because I wanted to cover up the stains, but also this white face is not a complete match to the spray paint, unfortunately, so I would have to paint it regardless. Now that I have both the head and the body hand painted and fully dried, it is time to get started on her outfit. For this outfit, I had to hand sew 6 sleeves onto one shirt, and as you can see from this clip, I was not very happy about doing it. It was not very fun trying to flip every single sleeve inside out and make sure none of the seams were ripping, and then having to sew like the sleeves to each other to make sure it all closed up right. It was a lot of hard work. I will say this is probably the most difficult outfit I've ever had to make, and it's not like highly detailed, it's all in the sleeves. So eventually I was able to get to a stage where I was happy enough with how the shirt was looking, and then I just made sure to hem the collar and hem the bottom, and then added a snap closure to the back. The skirt was fairly simple. It was just a pleated schoolgirl skirt. I believe I got most of my base patterns from DG Requiem, and this was the school sailor pattern, I believe. Here's how her finished shirt and skirt look together. I just need to add some socks and some shoes, which I'll do later. I'm very happy with this shirt now that I've had time to think about it, because I cannot believe I pulled this together, honestly. So now I'm going to move on to her face up. So first I'm painting the scalp black to match her hair color. For her face up, I'm using my mechanical pencil because her face has been painted with acrylic paint. MSC doesn't really make a difference. I debated on giving this doll a really crazy look in her eyes, but I thought about it, and since I'm going to be displaying this doll for myself, I personally do not want something with crazy eyes looking at me while I'm sleeping. Now that I'm done with my sketch layer, I can go over everything with acrylic paint. I really liked being able to make an entire doll in a black and white grayscale. I thought about giving her green eyes or maybe even green hair, but then I thought it would just take away from the whole vibe, if that makes any sense. But the grayscale, I think, was the right choice. After I was done with paint, I added a little bit of blushing with some gray chalk pastels. For her hair, I'm actually going to be making yarn wefts today instead of a reroot. I'm not sure if I've shown this method on my channel before, so I'm going to go a little in depth for you if this is new. I start off by wrapping a bunch of yarn around a piece of cardstock and then cutting it so it's all at the same length. Then I take a couple strands of the yarn and tie them around a crochet needle. Something like a pencil would also work. Now that the yarn is all tied up, we can brush it out with a pet brush. The best method to brush out yarn is to start at the ends where they've been cut and then work your way up to the crochet needle. Don't forget to check and make sure that your yarn is 100% acrylic if you plan to use it to make any doll hair. Once the hair is brushed out, I flat iron all of it on low heat. Then I cut off the hair right below the knots. Now for making the wefts, I take a plastic bag and then some Elmer's glue all. Basically, you want to make various sizes of different wefts and then just glue them straight to the plastic bag. Once the glue is fully dry, you can remove it from the plastic bag and then cut off any excess glue. Now to actually apply the wefts, I use a hot glue gun, and then I apply the wefts from the back of the head around and then moving to the top. Once you get to the part line, you have to glue the weft facing the opposite direction and then pull the hair over to create a seamless edge. Now that the wefts are glued on, I can now cut and style her bangs. Now I'm going to move on to adding the finishing details to the TV head. I bought this super thin aluminum wire to use for the TV antenna. Once I marked where I wanted the wire to go, I then posed the wire, cut it down to size, and then I just stabbed it through the top of the cardboard. To make sure it was going to stay in place, I added a couple dots of super glue to the base of the antenna. I also super glued on some beads to the ends of the antenna just to add a little more detail. Then I took some air dry clay and sculpted on a couple buttons to the front of the TV. After that, I printed out a picture of a white noise TV screen, and then I added on some tabs for where I can put the glue. My picture was a little too big, so I ended up having to cut it down to size. I was able to just press it into the cardboard opening pretty easily. I still wasn't done with the TV because I wanted to make the screen look like glass, so I actually grabbed a piece of thin plastic, probably from a doll box I had lying around, and then I cut it down to size. Now I think the TV looks 10 times cooler because it looks like I'm actually looking at a glass screen and not a piece of paper. Then I just super glued on the buttons that I made earlier and then painted them white with some acrylic paint. Off camera, I made some simple stockings, and I know that her feet are a little uneven, but that will hopefully be fixed when I give her some shoes. I ended up just giving her some black combat boots, and with that, she's done. Like I said before, this doll has been something that's been on my project wish list for so long now, probably before I even really started customizing. This song has been out for like 6 years and I've loved it since the day it released. Really liked the concept of this collab, and it's really funny to think that this doll was made out of a complete fake Monster High doll, and it's like the plastic is really low quality, but I kind of turned it into something that you wouldn't really notice that at first. You can go check out all the dolls that my friends made for this collab over on Instagram, and if you like this video, make sure you can give it a like, maybe give it a comment, subscribe if you want, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!